Hey everyone, and welcome to this fast-paced revision explainer. Today, we've got a very clear mission. We're going to unpack exactly how Christianity influences the United Kingdom and really look at that fine line between the religious and the secular. By the end of this session, you are going to be fully equipped and prepped for that big, high-stakes 15-mark debate question. So get focused, maybe grab a notebook, and let's get ready to organize this knowledge perfectly for your exam.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, a quick-fire warm-up. Second, we'll tackle the big question. Is the UK a Christian country? Third, we'll break down laws, traditions, and festivals. And finally, we'll prep for that 15-mark debate.
Section 1, quick fire warm-up. Let's wake up those brains.
All right, I'm going to rapidly fire off 5 specific questions, and I want you to mentally lock in your answers before we move on. Ready? Number 1, what is the Pieta? Number 2, what is a pall? Number 3, what 2 objects are waved during Sukkot? Number 4, what does St. Augustine compare the Trinity to? And number 5, what is the inconsistent triad? Just take a second. Test your recall right now.
Okay, let's see how you did. The Pieta? That's Michelangelo's incredible marble statue depicting Mary holding Jesus after the crucifixion. A pall is the white cloth placed over a coffin during a Catholic funeral. The 2 objects for Sukkot are the lulav and etrog. Now, St. Augustine compares the Trinity to God being love itself, so the Father is the lover, the Son is the loved, and the Holy Spirit is the love uniting them. And finally, the inconsistent triad is J.L. Mackey's famous argument questioning how God can be omnipotent and omnibenevolent while evil still exists. Mastering these distinct little details is exactly how you build a rock-solid foundation for the rest of your revision.
Moving right along to Section 2, a Christian country? This is our core theme for today.
Now, what's really interesting here is the visual. Notice how the silhouette of Parliament, the absolute heart of UK lawmaking, is set against the Union Jack, with that stark red cross layered right over the top. It perfectly captures former Prime Minister David Cameron's famous question, is the UK a Christian country? It's a statement that always sparks massive debate, and our job today is to just look neutrally at the evidence behind it. To really get this, we have to recognize the deeply embedded historical roots of Christianity in the UK. We're talking thousands of years here. From the Romans introducing the faith 2 millennia ago to Henry VIII creating the Church of England back in the 16th century, right up to the modern day. Think about it. The reigning monarch acts as both the head of state and the head of the church, and they're crowned by the Archbishop of Canterbury. You literally can't erase 2,000 years of history overnight, and this rich past shows exactly why the religion is so tightly woven into the fabric of the state.
Section 3. Laws, Traditions, and Festivals. This is our crucial categorization framework.
Let's start by defining tradition. A tradition is simply the passing down of customs or beliefs through generations. Seriously, lock this definition in for your exam. It's all about how things have historically been done and how those everyday habits carry forward through time.
Next up is law. A law is a system of rules that everyone in a country or society absolutely must obey. Notice the really strict distinction here from a tradition. A tradition is just a societal custom, but a law, that's a binding rule. You gotta obey it, totally regardless of what your personal beliefs happen to be.
And finally, a festival. This is a specific day or a time period when people just stop their everyday activity to celebrate a special event, which is very often a religious one. The key concept here is that collective pause in normal everyday life just to celebrate.
All right, let's move to a practical exercise and see how this actually builds your understanding. I want to challenge you to mentally sort these 6 real-world examples into our 3 newly defined categories. Where do the 26 bishops in the House of Lords go? What about school holidays at Christmas and Easter? Restricted Sunday trading hours, swearing on the Bible in court, the rule do not kill, and Valentine's Day. Think about whether each one is a rule you must obey, a custom passed down, or a pause in everyday activity. Let's check your answers and see how neatly these concepts actually map to secular society. The 26 Church of England bishops sitting in the House of Lords? That is law. Do not kill, also law. School holidays for Christmas and Easter and Valentine's Day. Those are definitely festivals. And finally, restricted Sunday trading hours and swearing on the Bible in court. Those fall squarely into tradition. Seeing them categorized out like this really highlights how Christianity kind of permeates every level of UK society. Let's zoom in for a second and do a deep dive into UK laws and government. When we ask if the UK is a Christian country, the legal system provides some pretty heavy evidence for the yes side. Many fundamental UK laws actually reflect the teachings of the 10 Commandments, like do not kill, for example.
On top of that, the Church of England is legally the established religion. But perhaps the most direct link is that the House of Lords contains 26 Lords Spiritual Advisors. These are acting Church of England bishops who actively participate in the government's lawmaking process. They help shape, pass, or sometimes even stop laws.
Now let's detail those everyday traditions. The religious influence here is incredibly visible in daily life. For instance, the ancient biblical instruction to remember the Sabbath and keep it holy directly translates into our modern reality of reduced Sunday trading hours. You also see it when people swear on the Bible in court to tell the truth. It's present in the Christian hymns and readings used at major public events, and of course, the enduring tradition of getting married in a church. So even if you argue that society is becoming more secular, you can't deny these traditions remain highly active.
Section 4. The 15-mark debate. This is where we weigh the scales.
To score high on this question, you absolutely must weigh the scales neutrally. You've got to show the most convincing arguments for both sides. On the arguments for side, you have exactly what we just covered. Christianity is literally embedded in the state, the monarch is the head of the church, our laws reflect the Ten Commandments, and Church of England bishops sit in the House of Lords. But on the arguments against side, you have to ask the critical, challenging questions. Do festivals like Christmas actually make the UK religious today? Or are these traditions mostly just secular commercial events now? And in a highly diverse modern society, is everyone actually involved or represented by these Christian roots?
Which brings us to your final challenge, the debate prompt itself. The UK is not a Christian country. Discuss. For 15 marks, you need to get down as many ideas as you can, identify the most convincing arguments for both sides, and form a really well-balanced conclusion. Use those categories we explored today, laws, traditions, and festivals, to structure your essay. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought to ponder as you start writing. If our laws and our calendar are built on deep Christian foundations, does it really matter if the people walking the streets are secular? How are you going to weigh those historical rules against our modern reality? Good luck with your revision, keep this structure in mind, and you are going to crush that debate.